Okay. So now, if it's okay with you, let's bring in our guest.
Let's do it.
Michelle, I don't even know your last name.
Jewsbury.
Oh, another Jew.
Oh, my God.
Are you Jewish?
Wait, Frank,
I am not.
try Jewsbury.
Hey, where's the cheat sheet right there?
I'm going to need a bigger whiteboard.
Okay, here is Michelle Jewsbury. This is her book, and it's called "But I Love Him," and it's a true story of love, pain, and domestic violence. Michelle, what say you? Give us a little plug about your book. Is this a real tear, or did they Photoshop that in?
No, that's a real tear.
How'd they get you to have a real tear? Are you a good actress too?
I am a good actress.
Oh, so why don't you act like fucking liking me at the pub and fucking get
I
me a
do
chip
like
every
you
now
at
and
the
then.
pub.
So Michelle, I know she is a bartender at my favorite pub, which is Royce
Pickwick's.
Yeah.
Pickwick's Pub. It's my favorite pub, and Michelle is one of our beautiful bartenders, and you do look beautiful.
Thank you, John.
Yes, I like how you. I told you she did her.
Did she bring
did
anything to
herself
drink?
up well, what?
No drinks?
No drink.
Oh.
Did you
Frank,
guys,
right? She looks pretty
do
cute.
you guys have drinks for me?
I don't want to be a sexist, but you look very nice.
Thank you. I appreciate
How
it.
is that being sexist? That's
I
such
don't
a
know.
shame
I'm
in
a-
this day and age.
I'm afraid that you can say anything anymore,
No,
Royce.
she looks very nice.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I love it how this is all about my looks.
well, I know. So, Michelle, seriously, domestic violence is a serious issue. I mean, and we all know what happened with, what was it, Ray Rice or whatever the one it was.
There's so many.
Yeah, beating his fucking wife when he get out of the,
the elevator.
Harvey
elevator.
Weinstein's
I mean,
one,
like,
yeah.
it's really a sick thing. I have never hit my, ex-wife. I've never hit my kids. But tell us a little bit about what your book is about.
Well, it's a true experience, my experience about a domestic violence relationship. And I met my abuser early on, and we started dating in 2012. And the first time my head went through the wall was about 4 months into the relationship.
What happened?
We got into an altercation, and he had drank too much, and he was mad at me, and he pushed me so hard against the wall that my head bounced and caused a dent.
In your head or the wall?
In both.
Oh, okay.
You asked what I was thinking. So
Yeah, both. The wall got dented and my head got hurt, so I got
Yeah.
a bump on my head. And then after that, the abuse worsened. And October 2012, I received a 4-hour-long beating where I was black and blue and bloodied.
Like closed fists?
I looked like I was doing that. I was in a 5-round boxing match the next day. Black
Holy
and blue eye,
shit.
black and blue, swollen everywhere. And it wasn't just physical abuse. A lot of people are always wondering why does the victim stay? Well, there's a cycle in domestic violence, and the walking on eggshells, then the blow up, and then the apology stage. That apology stage is why you stay. I love you, Michelle. I'm so sorry. I promise I will never do that again.
Wow. And how long did you stay for?
4 years.
Fuck.
3 years physically.
That's why the title is so poignant, because it's, I want to leave, but I love him.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And that's, you've never hit your spouse, have you?
no, what kind of question is that?
Well, no, that's what I'm just saying.
No, I know, but
I'm not accusing you of it.
by the way, I'm very tempted every time she's talking to hit the Jackie laugh.
No, don't.
I know,
No, don't. No, this is serious. And so you wrote this book all on your own.
I did, yes.
And this is self-published.
It is.
Which I do have to talk to you about, because my next, I think I might, because
Don't make it about yourself, John.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's all good. I'm on the Stuttering John podcast.
How do I sell?
Hey, wait a second. How do I stop? Hey, wait, let's make this about me. New York needs us now. No, so, all right, so this all happened in L.A.?
No, Central Coast, California.
Central where?
Central Coast.
Oh,
So,
it's
so
in-
somewhere between LA and San Francisco. How about
Okay. So what happened? How did you end it? How did you finally? Now wait, did you seek, therapy?
that? Of course. Yeah. And the reason why I stayed so long is we actually did couples therapy together. And that didn't help. The abuse actually continued. It lessened for about 7 or 8 months, and then it continued after that. And my breaking point, everybody has to reach a breaking point. My breaking point was when I found out he was having affairs on me.
Oh, so he's beating you and he's having affairs.
Exactly. And psychologically, I thought, okay, so I've stuck by your side. You've beat me. You've psychologically manipulated me, emotionally abusive, sexually abusive on one occasion. But then you cheat on me? I'm like, I can't do this.
What was his name? OJ?
We'll call him Paul. OJ is a good example of how this has been perpetuating in
And
the
by
society.
the way, and I'm sorry to just go on a tangent here. This is something I meant to address. I say a lot, and there's this girl who like points out, like, I say and the truth is, it gets me to I'm a stutterer, so gets me to the next word.
Yeah, that's fine.
So kind of, like, and fucking are 3 words that get me to the next word, which is which was funny because one of my ex-girlfriend's dad said, so why do you want to date my daughter? I said, because I kind of fucking like her. but no, it's true. So I have as a stutterer, I have the starter words. So please don't give me shit for saying But the word I said to you before, I had to put a in front of it because I wasn't going to be able to say it.
It's all good.
So you're there for 4 years. How many times did you get your ass kicked?
More than I can count, but 2 really, really bad times that were 4 hours long.
4 hours?
Yeah, or
and,
over.
And did you call the cops?
So the cops were called twice in our relationship. The first time, it was my birthday, and we were vacationing in Santa Barbara. He spent a night in jail. The second time, he fled the scene of the crime. We were at a party on New Year's Eve. And he left. I ended up getting a hotel room because a friend of mine had encouraged me to keep a credit card on me at all time. So I stayed in a hotel room that night. And then my dumbass decided not to press charges after that. Because it's all the manipulation. That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's how people get trapped. And
Where'd you meet him? At Fight Club?
No, it wasn't Fight Club. I was actually in Amway. I was doing a multi-level network marketing, and I met him, and he was charming and adorable, very handsome, nice ass, beautiful blue eyes, and we became friends. After that, we started dating. That was 2-3 years later.
What is that? What? Girls look at a guy's ass?
Of course we do.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit! Of
course.
I never knew that.
Yeah. Eyes and asses.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's my thing.
Fuck.
I have a lot of questions, but I don't want to derail the interview.
No, go ahead.
No, continue, please.
No, I never knew that girls check out guys' asses.
How do you not know that, John?
No, guys check out girls' asses. I thought girls just check out the guy's face and his package.
Girls don't look down there as much as you think they do. Like, guys who send dick
Thank
pics,
God.
why the hell do you send dick pics? Dicks are ugly.
Yeah, thank God, because I'm hung like a jalapeno.
But you're saying you wouldn't mind an ass pic.
As long as they got
but
tight jeans on.
That makes sense, because some girl on Instagram, she's like, I'll send you a picture of my boobies if you send me a picture of your ass.
Why did you say boobies?
Yeah, I don't know. So she sent me a picture of her boobs. What? What's the matter with boobies?
Well, I would say boobs. Boobies.
All right, whatever.
All right.
So then she goes send me a picture of your
Like
ass.
say poopy.
And I never said, I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was weird, so I just took a picture of my ass.
So you
pulled
did
down
it.
my pants and then I sent it to her. And then she goes, no, I want a real one, like get in front of a mirror. I'm like, hey, I'm not a fucking porn star. She goes, you know what? Go for it. I said, leave me alone. She's like, but I like you. But why? I never knew girls want to see guys' asses.
Yeah. Guys like girls' asses and girls like guys' asses. I mean, it's the same thing. It's
Mutual respect.
sexuality.
Absolutely.
Well, then how the fuck are you getting laid, Royce? I saw that fucking
Stand up, Royce. Let me see.
That sagging
Let
thing.
me see. No, Royce got a pretty nice ass.
I'm working with it.
All right, so you meet the guy at first. How long does it take before he starts like going crazy?
4 months, my head went through the wall. And
4
then I
months.
didn't even realize it was domestic violence. So then shortly after that, we end up getting into an altercation outside of a bar.
Oh, boy.
And then he drugged me out by my hair, spit on me, kicked me. We had friends there that were trying to help.
Oh, no.
And then for some reason, there's something called gaslighting, which is your abuser makes you feel like that what you remember wasn't accurate, that what the abuser remembers was accurate. So he was telling me how I was incorrect. No, it didn't happen like this. It happened like that. So you start questioning yourself.
Wow.
So I started questioning myself. And that's where the manipulation, the emotional abuse comes in. And then that perpetuates. And then you stay because of the cycle. because the apology, I love you, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So you asked me how many times I got my ass beat. Well, oftentimes the emotional abuse is far worse than
that's what I was
physical
going to
violence.
ask you. Like, did he put you down?
Oh, 100%. You know, I still have body image issues because he used to call me fat all the time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have cellulite on your ass. What are you doing all day? And I went to the gym all the time.
Ugh.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, no. That's horrible. I think you would probably agree that sometimes that the verbal abuse is even worse than the physical.
It is because it's constant. So
Yeah.
you're constantly hearing that. The physical violence is, it happens, it's over with, and then you're back to the cycle, the walking on eggshells. But during that time, the emotional abuse, you're a bitch, you're a whore. And excuse me if I cuss, but you cuss all the time, so I'm figuring it's okay on your
Don't
part.
fucking worry about it.
It's a kid's show. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
No,
it doesn't
but
matter.
You hear that constantly.
Yeah.
And you start to believe it. And I'm a strong, independent woman, and
Yeah.
I got myself trapped in that situation.
Oh, that's awful. Now, so what finally empowered you to say, fuck this, I want a divorce?
So I wasn't married to him to begin with. We were just boyfriend, girlfriend.
Oh, jeez, why didn't you get out?
Yeah, that's why people always say, and that's why I wrote a book.
Yeah.
So to explain it, because it's the cycle that keeps you there. And he painted a picture. He's a very wealthy individual on the Central Coast. And he painted a beautiful picture of what our lives were going to look like. We were going to get married, have children, travel the world together. As you know, I run a nonprofit called Unsilenced Voices. And I love traveling and helping people.
Go ahead and plug it
So
right now.
Unsilenced Voices, we help survivors of domestic violence and sexual abuse in Ghana and Sierra Leone, and we're expanding to Nepal and also the U.S. And
That's awesome.
Thank you.
And now, hold on. I didn't get the last thing. So then how did, so what did you say at the end? I'm leaving, and then you packed up?
Yeah, well, so after I found out about the affairs, I drank a shitload. I mean,
Yeah.
I was drinking a bottle of Makers a night and
Wow.
rolling around on the kitchen floor just crying because I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know what to do. And he would come in and put a pillow under my head and I'm sorry, I didn't know it would do this. And we tried for a couple months longer, and I needed to get out. So I moved to LA, and he actually let me go. But what was the real kicker is I didn't realize what was happening until I started writing. So writing therapy helped me.
Yeah.
So I wrote and performed a one-woman show with the same title in my book called
Yeah.
But I Love Him that debuted in 2016.
Okay.
And then from there, started the nonprofit and finished my memoir. And now I coach and train and travel and speak all over the world.
Oh, that's awesome. So go ahead and tell people where we can get the book, But I Love Him.
So But I Love Him, the book, is available on Amazon.com. You can also find it on MichelleJewsbury.com, which is MichelleJewsbury.com. And for all your listeners, if you text obstacles, plural, obstacles, to 26786, you'll get a free digital download of the introduction of my book.
Good. And see, she really wrote this. It's not like a Howard book.
I did really write this.
Yeah,
yes.
no, I know. And now, have you gotten women, saying how it helped them?
Hundreds and thousands. And even with Unsilenced Voices in Sierra Leone right now, we have impacted probably about 2,500, if not more, men and women, because this happens to men as well.
That was going to be my next question.
Mm-hmm.
So because I'm sure that some men are getting this kind of thing too.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
100%. And here in the U.S., the statistics are 1 in 4 women and 1 in 11 men. And I actually believe that it's more men than just 1 in 11. I was interviewed on a television news station recently. I'm not going to name drop, but my interviewer, once the cameras were off, he said, wow, this shocked me. I didn't realize you were coming on and didn't read my notes. And I was in a domestic violence relationship, and my ex-wife tried to kill me. And that was my breaking point after 25 years of marriage.
Yeah, I could say that my first girlfriend was the same way. I mean, she would, besides cheating on me, it was just like an awful, like she would like hit me and and it's just one of those things, and you love them, so you kind of stuck there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't nearly as bad as you.
It's still bad. I mean, a lot of women
But I just
emotionally
couldn't.
abused.
I just couldn't find anybody else who would fuck me.
Oh dear God! I'm sure you can, John.
So what's the journey from then? You're in LA. You're starting to do writing therapy. So how long from that to actually writing a book?
So my book was completed around the same time as my play. So about 2016, my book was done. But I wanted a publisher. So I had a publisher for a while. The problem is my abuser is very successful. So my publisher backed out because they were scared of a defamation case from my abuser. And I'm currently in 2 lawsuits against him. So I'm testifying in a criminal lawsuit where he put his next girlfriend's head through a window, and the DA took that case. And then I am pressing civil charges against him for PTSD, emotional damage, et cetera, et cetera.
See now, and I'm bringing this back to me, Royce, but I will say, for all those people who think that the Stuttering John podcast doesn't handle serious issues and is not helpful to the general public, we have just proven you all wrong.
Well, it's important.
Yeah, this is a very important cause. And Michelle, I say again. Royce, is there a way we can somehow get her book up on is there a way we could help promote it?
Yeah, we'll just put a link up on Twitter.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll put a link up, and
thank you, Royce.
Of course.
And that's great what you're doing with Sierra Leone and where else?
Ghana.
And Ghana.
Mm-hmm. And we need help. So Unsilenced Voices really needs help. So if you're out there and you want to back an organization who is led by a survivor, which is very, very rare, please reach out.
So everyone, please go on there and support my good friend Michelle. And when are you going to be bartending next?
Monday night.
All right, this Monday night at Pickwick Pub in Woodland Hills. Bring books.
Yeah, I will definitely. I have a ton of books.
Bring some books because who knows? I mean, we do have believe it or not. And Royce, I got to again, and I know I don't have to, but I have to thank you and to you that you've done a great job because our numbers keep going up.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Royce. Awesome.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you as well, Frank. And
Hi, Frank.
Yeah. So thank you so much. We've had a lot of problems, because you were supposed to come on a couple weeks ago, but they're trying to move Royce out of his building.
Oh.
So we didn't even know if we would have the studio here.
Well, I'm glad you still do.
Still do. Couple more months.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Who knows where you'll go next? Sometimes moves are great.
And Royce, and he's trying to do something good as well. Royce, your election for Reseda City Council.
Reseda Neighborhood Council was this past Sunday. The results should be in any moment.
So we are hoping to God that Royce wins because in a private conversation, Royce has told me that his next step is going to run for Congress and take and unseat Ben Shapiro.
Not Ben Shapiro.
I knew I got the name wrong.
You just couldn't get the name. It's
what the hell's his name? It's another Italian guy.
which is code for Jewish. Brad Sherman.
Brad Sherman.
And because you brought it up, I officially registered last weekend with the FEC. I am an official candidate for Congress.
Now, you are my campaign manager. You better make me yours.
Done.
All right. I would love to do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Michelle, I'm sorry that we had to cut it short. The reason why I'm dressed up, I have a real estate client that I have to visit over in Woodland Hills, who I met at the pub. And he's a friend, he's a fan, and he's like, John, I'm going to sell my house soon, so I want you to be my realtor.
Oh, that's great.
And I made most of my money, besides the Tonight Show, but when I was at Stern, I made most of my money buying and selling houses. So,
that's wonderful.
So I love doing that, and I don't.
You got to help me out when I'm ready to buy.
Definitely, and I can give a better deal than most people. But Royce, before we leave, could you play the Howard Stern at the? This is. Are you a fan of Howard Stern?
A little bit. I know him.
This is how low Howard Stern has gone. There, Michelle. This is him at a